Have you noticed that in the eye for information, you have a picture that looks like a knot? So this is the security program for the machine, meaning that would do, if it's on, meaning it's yellow, it's highlighted, it will do a couple extra stitches all in the same hole. So if you don't want to go back and forth with a stitch and have it overlap itself, and you just want some locking stitches at the beginning of it before it starts, this is your key. Now notice that once I used it, it goes away. So if I go ahead and touch it, now it's back on. So it locks, but I'm on a straight stitch, so it just kind of keeps going. So it put the lock there. And if I wanted to lock, I could also do the pattern end, and oh, it's probably programmed into the, oh, I'll take a look at that. Let me show you where else you're going to see the securing program feature. So it is kind of like an on-demand thing. You use it, and then it's done. You have to re-engage it each time, but only when you want it, which is nice. So let's go ahead and look into the settings and go into the third one over, like your stitches and functions. So for example, you can set up your pattern in button to include a locking stitch. That would be a way to utilize some of, like when you're sewing a decorative stitch and you have an end, that you automatically will receive those little extra locks, and you can control that. Do you want it to be like a little cluster or like 4 little stitches? Actually, you can change that too to 3, 4, or 5 straight stitches. With decorative stitches, the cluster would actually be the best way. And then you could even tell it, hey, cut my thread after doing those locking stitches. How nice would that be? So you can actually program in your pattern in button to be with those extra things. You do also notice that, let me go one more forward, that you can set your scissor button, your cutting button here, to also have that lock. Your choice how you want it to lock. Let's just watch how this actually goes. So let's say I'm just sewing along with my straight stitch, and if you are already in love with using your scissor button, watch what it does now. So what it'll do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, then the cut. And I'm not even stepping on my foot control while I'm doing this. As soon as I touch it, it is programmed to do those locking stitches, and then everything is just locked right perfect there and ready to trim once you cut those little extra stitches on the back. No worries whatsoever. So you'll see that locking stitch throughout the machine, and now you know how to use it.